Hello fellow Hunters of the Blue, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to a video where I will be showing you how to approach and execute high level TMM both in armor and blades. For that I will be using the lovely new Sekar model that GW has kindly sent me. In my previous TMM video the biggest criticism was that I use way too many different brands of paint, so for this video in particular I've chosen just one. I will be using Vallejo, and I will be using their Game and Express color ranges today to paint all the metallic details. But before we start, just a quick reminder that now I have exclusive painting videos on Patreon. Right now you can see how to paint Sekar's skin and a video on how to paint the cloth using oil paints. Check the link below if you want to know more. But now, let's get cracking. As you can see, we are starting from a base coat of a medium toned brass color. When I'm painting true metallic metals to a high standard, I very much prefer to start with a mid-tone and then move up and down in the value scale. I think it gives a much better result. In this case, I started with a mix of teeny tin and bright bronze, and this gives me a super nice mid-tone. And what I'm going to do first is map my highlights. And it's very important that we paint our highlights in a very realistic way. And how do we do that? Well, it's very easy. We already have a really shiny metallic surface, so we're going to mimic it. We're going to position our miniature in a place where we are happy with what we see. For example, this. And then going to copy all of these nice highlights with my highlight color. I want to shift my highlight color to a slightly yellower tone, so I'm doing 2 parts glorious gold and 1 part silver. Right now I'm not caring about any of my shadows or my shading, I just want to recreate what I see in the model with paint. As you can see, I am essentially just mimicking what the camera is telling me, or my eyes are telling me, into the model. When you map in the backside, what you have to choose is an opposite direction of light. So if this was more or less our light coming from the front, when we tackle the back, we will more or less face in the opposite direction, so something like this. With the first highlight now sketched, we have to blend it, because as you can see here, it's a little bit rough. It's not as bad as when we paint with normal acrylics, especially ultra matte paints, but we have to, make it look good. For this, we're going to go back to our initial mix. This is 1 part bright bronze and 1 part teeny tin. And with the paint thinned down a little bit, not too much, a little bit, just like this, I'm going to go around the edges of these 2 metal colors and I'm going to, stipple it a little bit over that edge. Again, we don't need a perfect transition because, well, the shine itself is going to do most of the heavy lifting, but we still want a good result. And it can be quite a bit difficult to see what you're doing when you're painting with these kinds of paints. You just have to trust what you're doing, because at some point it's going to be very difficult to see because of the shine of the paint. That's part of the difficulty of working with this sort of paints. At this point in the process, I like to start defining things because right now it's super shiny and it's very difficult to work with, and we don't have any of the shadows marked. Because we don't have any of the shadows mapped, it's really hard to judge how bright the highlight should go. So I'm going to start with the shading process, and for this I'm going to use transparent paints. In my case, I'm going to use Express to keep it all in the same range, but you can use whatever you want. Contrast, speed paints, inks, whatever you want will work fine. And for this, I'm going to use willow bark. I'm not going to apply this all over and slap it on. I'm going to thin it down into a sort of a glaze consistency, something like this. And I'm going to apply it to where I want it to be, like this. And I'm going to feather it out. It's one of the best things about Express paints is that they dry very slowly, so we can do these kind of techniques very easily. And that way you can see we are starting to define the shadows and create depth. I'm going to pick this texture very carefully. I'm going to use the pure version of the paint to define all of the recesses. Another advantage of this paint is that it's going to dry very matte, creating a nice contrast and helping us with the definition of all of the shapes. With the shading now done, you can see, especially in the hat, how much of an impact that makes. It just basically fixes down our highlights into a very secure place and it looks amazing. But it can be that you will go over more than you want with this super matte paint and you want to gain back some of the shine. That is pretty easy to do. We will just go back to our base mix to begin with and start applying this where we believe that we should have a little bit more highlight or a little bit more shine. So working this paint thin, and you can see how we can regain some of that shine in some areas very easily. It's important to pick up details like the rivets with this pass of highlight and some of the bumps on the armor due to the rotting. And we can do the same with our highlight color. And with this color, we will also pick up the edges, just like that. And you can see how much of a difference that makes. It's very important to pick up all of the edges when painting metallics, because metallic edges will pick up all of the shine, and we need to emphasize that. There is still quite a lot of work to do in some areas like the legs, the arms, etc. But that's going to take too long, so I'm going to show you how to do the final highlight and then finish the armor off camera. And for this, I'm going to just go to pure silver. Game color silver is amazing. It's one of my favorite colors. We will pick the edges with this, but also main areas of highlight. I'm using the paint here quite thin down, sort of like this. So like a glaze, and I will be building up this highlight slowly. The armor is now finished. I just did the same but all over it, and you can see it here how awesome that looks. The matte shadows really set the boundaries very well and define the armor fantastically. And now it's time to paint all of the silvery details, and for this I base coat them using chainmail, which, to be honest, is not my favorite paint, but is the only medium grey in the range, so I had to use it, and as you can see, it's serviceable. And for the steel, we could use the same method as we did for the armor, which is sketch the highlights and then do the shadows, but we don't need to. I'm going to go straight into the shadows to show you that you can just move down without any issues, and for this I'm going to use Black Lotus. I'm going to thin my Black Lotus a little bit with some water, and I'm just going to apply and feather out. And it's just a matter of keep on building these shadows with these light passes. It's very important we let the paint dry very well before we move on to the next layer. I don't really care if the transitions are perfect in this case, because I'm going to go back with the chainmail to smooth things out, so it's not a big deal. But the less work we have to do, the better, so try to be as smooth as you can. With that done, it's now time to go back to chainmail and fix any mistakes or move some of the highlights around so they fit better with our pattern. For example, I'm going to move this highlight upwards a little bit because that way it's going to look better. Usually you want an area of maximum highlight next to an area of maximum shadow. That's going to give you the best looking blades. And you can always go back to Black Lotus or to your preferred black ink and just keep on working this until you are happy with it. With our pattern now established and looking really good, we can now just highlight it, and for this I'm going back to silver, which is one of the best metallic colors in the world for edge highlighting, and we're going to edge highlight very thinly, but we are also going to do a volumetric highlight in the middle of our previous one. The edge highlight on the exposed bits are really easy to do. Just glide around your brush. The one in the middle, it's a little bit trickier and you just have to go very slowly, have very little paint on your brush and use the very tip to pick up that raised edge. And here you have Sekar. You can see how the cloth is still shiny because I literally just painted it with oils. You can check the whole video in my Patreon. It will eventually dry to a nice and flat finish. I'm extremely happy with how she turned out. It was such a pleasure to paint and I think the TMM effect came out amazing. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget that if you like my videos and want to help me make them, you can follow me on social media. You have the links to all my social media in the description below and in the pinned comment of this video. Share and like this video, but most importantly, there is Patreon and channel members. Patreons and members allow me to do all the cool videos that I want to make and to keep releasing videos for free here too. Perks include access to an amazing Discord community full of lovely people, access to many more exclusive painting videos and private one-on-one online tutorings. Help me and join the list of the coolest persons in the planet, including Nicholas Davis, Akon David, James Brettel, Pablo Cuesta, Benjamin Barbet, Tom Pausi, Pumpkin Hill, Chris Black, Ben, Jacob, Mateusz Babiuk, Andrei Vichenko, Aaron Miller, Jake Staines, Matthew Needle, Stefan Zimmerman, Andrew Walden, Tom, Dr. Mike, Martin Reverois, Szechuan, PJM, David Ridey, Matt Wallace, Cross24, Robert Macmillan, Corey Hoffman, Mark Carter, Henrik Mansonian, Chester Ross, Matt Griffiths, Tyler Hughes, Chris Gilroy, Spice Joe, Mark Watson, Hamish Donald, Matthew Lang, Luis Manuel Tocaoria, Íñigo García, Stavros Stavro, Shinji Wu, Mark Regueira, Romain As Miniatura, James Brand, Dances92, Just Rex, Joe Ofu, Dr. Cathaber, Angelo Selexo, Alastis, Rainer Hochberg, Mark Valencoop, Felix Franke, Aaron Bernstein, Stefan Faniati, Daniel Ramin, Bolsey, Phil Wahlberg, Terry Denham, Planche, Biome, Howard Holville, Stephanie Oldick, Robert Smith, Painting Peter, Stefan Brockford, Ray Nilsson, Oscar Jonathan Tornberg, Ning Nguyen, Dan Mako, Cristalios, Kevin Mian, Darcy Foran, Natius Maximus, Aaron Dell, Javi Mota, Iamon Patton, Adam Thaxton, Gareth Smith, Heather Amster, Mark Atkinson, Mark Jarvis, Joe Simpson, Christoph Moret, G-Force, Dr. B, Bartolomé Cajusa, Leonard Lindemann, Kingdom Murthel, and Kevin Schulers. And as for me, I will catch you in the next one. Bye.